The broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Commission has revealed that 30 years into democracy and 20 years since the legislation was passed, inequality, black poverty and economic exclusion continue to persist. The Commission says it's encountered concerted efforts from some sections of the society to try and frustrate the process of transformation and delegitimize its work on redress. It's also observed rampant violation of the BEE rules by some companies that are still found to misrepresent their transformation standings.
It's quite complex to a point that you may at first value not be able to identify it or to pick it up. So to date, we have received 1,273 complaints that the Commission registered. 84% of them pertain to fronting. So generally, one may tend to think that when we talk about fronting, it affects ownership or management control, but it cuts across the board.
The Commission also gave a status of transformation in the country and trends on their 2022 BEE report that reflects some gains and challenges.
So from an ownership point of view, the report is telling us that we are sitting at 33.9%, meaning that ownership by black people in the economy is 33.9%. When you compare it to the 2021 figure, that was 29.5%, you can see that there is an increase in terms of participation of black people. And then also we look at ownership by black women. Economic participation from an ownership perspective, it's sitting at 14.2%, which is also an increase when you compare to the 2021 data. However, what we have found is that we don't have, from a JSE point of view, entities that are 100% owned by black people based on the reports that we've received.
The BEE Commissioner has slammed what he has described as efforts to frustrate their work and undermine transformation by certain groups within the society.
There has recently, in my view, emerged a group of civil society groups that represent, let's face it, wide interests, almost right-wing interests, that seem to have made it their business. They've got a plan to attack transformation legislation, starting with, for example, the attack on preferential procurement by one of them. I don't want to mention them because I confuse their names, whether it's Solidarity or Office Forum or Race Relations,
He has also lamented the slow pace of law enforcement for those found to be in perpetual violation of the BEE legislation. He says efforts are now underway to strengthen legislation to ensure prosecution.
Transgressions, violations of the law that are so gross that I wish I can actually literally go in and handcuff the culprit, but I don't have those. The legislation doesn't give me those powers. So I have to refer, and we refer to the police, the American police, and refer to the National Prosecuting Authority. And as it turns out, our matters pile up.
Also raised issues with fraudulent BEE compliance certificates making the rounds, which it cautions businesses and practitioners from embarking on such, with efforts underway to root out the criminal elements. The Commissioner calling on businesses to play by the BEE rules in championing economic redress and transformation. They also urged to speak up on compliance assistance. The Commission continues to push for more powers, this to prosecute those in violation as a drive to balance incentives and penalties. Katlego Legodi, SABC News, Johannesburg.